everybody, Lilter for Life here, bringing you guys another deck profile. This time around, it is my Iron Chains. These guys are a really fun deck to play. So you gotta mix them with something else because they're really lacking in the support. so, um, let's get on with the deck profile, and I'll explain my card choices and everything. So, I'm playing 3 Iron Chain Repairman. What this guy does is if he kills a monster by battle and if and sends it to the graveyard, you inflict 300 damage to your opponent. That's not really that important, mostly because he only has 1600 attack power. But once per turn, he can spell summon a level 4 or lower Iron Chain monster in graveyard except himself. And he cannot attack the turn you do that. Kind of a bit annoying that he can't attack the turn he does that, because the main guy you're going to be bringing back is this guy over here, or this guy right here. But, however, he's still a pretty good monster in general, just being able to bring back stuff and do synchro plays, and some Xyz plays occasionally. You don't really do Xyz in here very often, if ever. So, yeah, he's a pretty good card. I play 3 Iron Chain Coil. He is the main tuner of the deck. Once per turn, you can target an Iron Chain monster you control, have it gain 300 attack and defense as long as this guy's on the field. If you can stall in either target himself or Repairman, you can get them to really high amounts of attack power. One time, I kept pumping up Iron Chain Repairman. He got up to like 2,900, and it was all thanks to me just keep drawing Swords of Revealing Light and Wabakus. So yeah, you can get your guys at pretty high attack power. However, he's got to be on the field, which is a bit annoying. I kind of wish it would stay. So, well. Next up, I play 3 Iron Chain Snake. This guy used to be amazing. Now he's just kind of average, and he's mainly here to go for 6s. So, what he does is, during your main phase, you equip this card to one face-up monster your opponent controls. That monster loses 800 attack and defense. When it is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, its controller sends cards equal to its level from the top of their deck to the graveyard. Sounds great, right? I mean, you equip it onto a monster, it loses 800 attack, and if it's killed in battle, your opponent has to mill cards equal to its level. That's the key thing right there. Level. You cannot, it's pointless to equip this onto an Xyz unless you are doing it just to kill it. And this being a mill deck, you want to equip it onto a monster of a level so that you can have your opponent mill, on average, 4 cards. Because, equip it onto a level 4, run it over with, I don't know, Repairman, and oh, hey, look at your opponent has to mill 4 cards. But, ranks are not levels, and I really wish Konami would have ratted this guy so that it says ranks. But I don't think that's going to happen unless we get more support for this deck, which Konami had its chance with the most recent anime, but they kind of skipped over that, and instead we got a bunch of Goyo stuff, when this deck could have been much more interesting. Anyways, that's a topic for another video. 3 Warm Worm. When this card is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, when this card is destroyed, send the top 3 cards of your opponent's deck to the graveyard. So, not only does this guy, it doesn't matter how he's destroyed, battle, card effect, whatever. He doesn't even have to hit the graveyard in order for your opponent to have to mill. So, like, if your opponent's got, like, I don't know, something weird that makes it to where only you get your cards banished, your opponent still has to mill. He's a really good card. People hate this thing because it's usually just set it and, oh, hey, look at that, there goes your 3 cards. He's not that bad at all either for synchro plays and stuff. I play 1 Krebins for stalling and for tuning with these guys over here, although mainly with him. 2 Iron Chain Blasters. Once per turn, you can send an Iron Chain monster you control to the graveyard to inflict 800 damage to your opponent. Not bad, and really it's mainly just kind of like a cowboy. Although, again, like, him plus Repairman equals some shenanigans, because you can keep sending Blaster over and over and over each turn, and your opponent takes 800 damage each turn. Or you can summon him, use his effect, bring him back with Repairman, and then use his effect again, and your opponent just took 1,600 damage. That 800 can stack real fast, and it's not that bad at all. However, he kind of goes against everything else, so I only play 2 of them. 3 Needleworm, best mill card in the game, I guess really the only thing I can say. Send the top 5 cards of your opponent's deck to the graveyard when you swap face up. Really good card, obnoxious. I don't think I have to explain that anymore. I play 2 Maxis because Maxi has quite a few utilities. First and foremost, this deck is a lot slower, so you can just discard this, wait for your opponent keeps doing stuff, you keep drawing, and oh hey, look at that, there's all my stuff to make them mill their whole deck. Also, since it is an insect, you can tune it with Krebins into Dark Diviner. I don't know if you would want to do that very often, but hey, you never know. I mean, like if you're going against something that doesn't have a special summon, that could be something you can do. And I play one unknown Synchron because him plus Swarmern equals Dark Diviner. Now, I'll explain what Dark Diviner does whenever we get to him, but he's pretty good. One Regeki and then one Rhoda because this guy's a warrior and Regeki is really good. Three Swords of Revealing Light. This deck is slow and it's also a mill deck, so you're going to want to protect your monsters and you're going to want to make sure that your opponent cannot attack you. That is why I'm playing 3 of these and 3 Waboku. Waboku, if you guys don't know, it says you take no damage from your opponent's monsters this turn, and your monsters cannot be destroyed by battle this turn. That is, it's my favorite trap card. That might just be my days from playing Gladiator Beast, but it's my favorite trap card. I play one Terraforming Strats Chicken Game over here, one Fool's Burial to get stuff in the graveyard for Iron Chain Repairman. It used to be mainly for Redox, but then Redox got banned, but oh well. 2 MST to blow up stuff. One Gravekeeper Servant. Basically what this says is your opponent must send the top card of their deck to the graveyard to declare an attack. I used to play this in multiples, but then I found it really cloggy, so I've been testing it out at 1. It's not bad at 1. Your opponent kind of really, like, once they start getting low on cards, they really have to start thinking if they want to attack or not. So yeah. And then the main star of the show for this deck, Poison Chain. During the end phase of your turn, if you did not attack, you can make your opponent send cards equal to the number of face-up Iron Chain monsters you control from the top of their deck to the graveyard. So, if you have Iron Chain Repairman, Iron Chain Coil, Snake, and Blaster, and you can have multiples of these guys out, at minimum, like, your opponent's going to send like 2 cards on average, 1 to 2 cards, and it doesn't matter what turn it is either. So I could just normal summon Iron Chain Repairman, activate this, set a Waboku. End phase, on the first turn, my opponent has to mill off a card before they even get to draw. So yeah, this card is really good, and if you have multiples out, they stack, which is really mean. So you having Iron Chain Repairman, Coil, and Blaster out can go from having your opponent to mill 3 cards to having them to mill 9 cards if you have all 3 out. It is really good. The only issue I have with it is that you cannot declare an attack the turn you activate the turn it like you want to use that effect. So you really have to kind of play the waiting game and stuff. It's a bit annoying. I played 3 Chicken Game because I want to get to my stuff faster, and honestly, for the most part, this deck does not really care about doing the burn part aspect of this deck. You notice I don't play any of Paralyzing Chain. Paralyzing Chain works with Poison Chain. Whenever a card is sent from the deck to the graveyard, your opponent, the person who had the card milled off, takes 300 damage. That's what Paralyzing Chain does. But Chicken Game, because we're not playing that, it is really good. It just basically, lets us draw cards and protects our life points. And because we don't really care about doing too much effect damage, except maybe with Iron Chain Blaster from time to time, it doesn't matter. Like, it really doesn't matter. You're going to mainly be milling off their deck. And then, of course, the 3 Waboku to protect our monsters. Now onto the extract. This deck is very synchro based, although there is some stuff that like you can cut out of here for more XCs if you really want to. But I like to have diversity, so yeah. So 1 Siren Honor Arc. It doesn't happen very often, but when it does come up, I like to have the option. 2 Dark Diviner. Now this guy is really good, but not many people know about him because he's so difficult to summon. So he's a level 4 Synchro monster. Needs a Dark Tuner monster and a non-tuner insect type monster to go into. This card cannot be destroyed in battle. When this card declares an attack, if the attack of the attack target is higher than this card, the attack of the attack target becomes equal to this face-up card's current attack. This chains lasts until the end of the battle phase. When this card destroys an opponent's monster of a battle and sends it to the graveyard, send the top 3 cards of your opponent's deck to the graveyard. Dark Diviner basically lets you go a bit offensive. Being able to mill off 3 cards from your opponent's deck. You don't even have to use that first effect of him to be able to mill it off. It's just whenever he kills a monster in battle and sends it to the graveyard, your opponent has to mill 3 cards. That is really good. Can be very deadly, especially if your opponent can't get rid of him because he cannot be destroyed in battle. And sure, the effect only activates whenever he attacks. That doesn't really matter as much. I do wish it was also if he was attacked, but hey, whatever. One ally just as Cataster, one Armades, one Vulcan, because, well, being able to bounce my Swords for Filling Light before it times out and bouncing a card my opponent controls is really nice. One high-speed Kendama, mainly for the piercing part of him. I don't think I have any machines in here. Oh, wait, yeah, I do have a few machines. So, yeah, you can use the 500 burn damage if you really need to. One Red Wyvern, he's the best generic level 6 in the game right now. Two Iron Chain Dragons, because he has the boss monster in his deck. If you guys don't know all of his effects, basically, you can remove from play all Iron Chain monsters from your graveyard to have this card gain 200 attack for each card removed until the end of phase. I wish that was a permanent effect for the cost that you have to do, because you can lose a lot of your deck if a lot of your Iron Chains are in the graveyard. But, however, it can also really help out because he can punch over higher attack point monsters. When this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent, send the top 3 cards of your opponent's deck to the graveyard. So he's kind of like another Dark Diviner, but however, this is whenever he does battle damage rather than whenever he kills a monster. Generally speaking, he's going to do both, but he's not that bad of a dragon. He's level 6, 2500 attack, not that hard to go into. One Pirate Insectron, because he's really good, and you can summon him and be pretty safe about whenever you do, because when you synchro summon this turn, this card cannot be destroyed in battle or by card effects. Also, you take no damage. That is really good. I really wish there was a way to synchro summon him during my opponent's turn. One Etruria Barkion, because these guys are Earths, and these guys are going to be your main like synchro fodder and stuff. One Goyo Guardian, one Thurming Synchro Dragon, and then one Odd Eyes Meteor Burst Dragon, because Odd Eyes Meteor Burst Dragon has the very last line of text that says your opponent, monsters in your opponent's possession cannot activate their effects during the battle phase. That is really good, and it has helped me out a lot more than you'd think. Especially dealing with stuff annoying stuff like Cosmo and stuff. That is just really good, being able to lock your opponent out of monster effects during the battle phase. Also annoying stuff like Honest and Kahoot and everything like that. So guys, that is my Iron Chain deck. Tell me what you guys think. I hope you enjoyed the video, and have a great day. If you have any suggestions to improve the deck, please let me know in the comments below, and thank you all for watching. Peace out.